Moving on to the next question. This is from the Q&A on my Instagram at Beautiful Vandalism. Thank you guys for your questions. Please follow me on Instagram, like and subscribe if you want to here. That'd be great. And Mel_is77. Was there any resistance at the beginning? So this is a question regarding moving on from the twin flame relationship into my current relationship. What was that like? They're wanting, the question is, what was the resistance, or was there any? There was absolute mass resistance on a level that I don't even know if I can describe to you. Yes. There was a lot of resistance. I was resistant to the touch of this person. I was resistant to the feel of their embrace. I was resistant to their willingness. I thought it felt clingy. I thought it felt needy. I thought, because I'd been in this relationship so long, and I'd been in so many relationships that mirrored the twin flame where it was kind of unhealthy and very one-sided. So there was an incredible amount of resistance from the very beginning in this relationship, and I still encounter flickers of that resistance, but I recognize what they are, and I know that they're coming up to be healed. And I explained this in the other video, but I'll do it here too. There's a pull that was happening in me that pulled me forward into a new relationship that I followed, even though I was uncomfortable. I ran away. I shut down. I left for several days at a time. I just told this new person, I can't talk to you for a week. I'm sorry. I just can't. I can't. I was processing. I felt crowded. I felt frustrated. But there was something about me that just kept going back, and also this other person was so there for me that they kept coming forward and kept being like, what are you doing? What are you doing, crazy? Come on. Come back to me. And I stopped and I realized I was being resistant to someone being really loving to me and very embracing, and I had been rejected so much in being that way to my twin. I had felt consistent rejection, and then when someone was coming towards me with this, I want to love you, I did the same thing, which was reject. And so there was that turmoil, right? That angst, that frustration, that absolute resistance to the new relationship, but an absolute inner knowing. And I think this is where the self-work came in. I knew at the depths of myself I wanted to move forward, and I was done with the stagnation, and I was done playing the same pattern over and over and over and over and over and over again. It gets boring. And so I just moved forward. Mel also says, do you still love your twin, or are the feelings gone? I do still love my twin, and it's in a completely non-attached way, which is amazing. It was something I was trying to reach for so long. Okay, I'll just love this person, but really it's, I'm going to love myself and move forward. I'm going to love myself and move forward, and all of a sudden that turned into me loving my twin in that non-attached way. I have a love for him, and I recognize the wild in him, and he recognizes the wild in me. I know that. And that's where it is. It's like two wild things that can see each other across the field and go, okay, I see you. We shouldn't play together. We probably shouldn't play together, but I see you and I honor you. And I also let my twin off the hook for having to do, be, or say anything that I expected out of them, and that just dropped me into another sense of love and appreciation, because this person sparked stuff in me, inspired my channel, inspired my work, inspired my writing, and that's what I can say now is thank you, and that feels okay. Jade Avisa says, do you still see the twin flame as being the other part or incarnation of you? Yes, oddly, in a way. I should say no, right? But yes, I do. I can still feel them very strongly. It's just not in the romantic way anymore. It's in the, oh, You're there. Cool. That's awesome. I don't know, it sounded very, 13-year-old surfer girl, but that's really how it feels, is just, yes, that person is there, and I can feel them, and I don't have to make that be any certain thing. What about the twin flame being a frequency that can deeply embody into any relationship where two beings choose to fully open into the world-changing love? I believe that. I feel that in my relationship. There's a limitlessness about it. What he embodies and what I embody together make us really limitless together and able to do our work in a really big way. And we're able to inspire each other to go deeper into the depths of our hearts and our knowing. And that to me is the twin flame embodied, like really doing your work and what's there for you and not feeling limitation. I feel limitlessness with this person, and that to me embodies what the twin flame is trying to teach. Jade of Isis again. Where in your process did your new love show up? Where in your process did the new love show up? I was fed up with my twin, and he had just kind of screwed me over, and I felt I was just done. I was just kind of done with it, and I got to a point where I was more diplomatic and more objective than I'd ever been on it. And it was, the charge had come off the twin flame thing for me. And I think that's when the new person came in, is when that charge went off. And I wasn't like, okay, I'm keeping my twin away. I'm keeping my twin away. It was, okay, I'm kind of done with that. I want to try something new. And that's when this new person showed up. Because I said I want to try something new. Then I put it in writing what I wanted out of a relationship. And like 2 weeks later, the new relationship showed up. And it was just incredible. How does your man see and understand the whole twin flame topic and its role in your life and maybe his? We haven't talked about it at length. He's seen my videos. He's probably watched almost all my videos. He said 70%, but probably almost all by now. And he says the first time he saw my video, he was like, wait a minute, I'm not the twin. I'm not her twin flame. Why don't I get to be that? And then he said, we're something else. And he's just a very confident, heart-centered person that wouldn't ever take something like this and wrap his ego up in it or get freaked out, which is really powerful. And so that's another thing that makes me respect him. You know, he knows everything that he needs to know. You know what I mean? Like, you don't dispel everything, but he knows everything you guys know and more. So he handles it with a lot of grace. And he and I both understand that he and I are something more. I think we're the next phase after the twin. I think we're the graduation of that. So he's got that sort of like attitude of, yeah, we're better. And that's what I need. I need someone that is that powerful. Have you noticed a correlation between your twin flame journey and your journey of developing and embodying your inner masculine? Yes. And no. And yes. I've learned to take care of myself more in the bigger ways and not depend on another counterpart for that. And at the same stride and the same token, I've learned to allow myself to be nourished and cared for. So I would say more so, I have learned to balance the feminine masculine. You know, I can take care of business and I can allow myself to be cared for. I can nourish and be nourished. I feel so much more balanced than I've ever been in my life. Okay guys, that's it for this video. We have a few more questions. Actually, we have a lot more. We have a lot more questions, so there's more videos to come.